Hey guys, Susanna here. Well, I'm here with the February journal of, what's it called? Stitchery of Journal. That's it. Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. So the theme for that is neutral background and fancy flowers. So I've gotten some. Originally, this is just my layout that I'm doing, so I better grab it and I want to put it off to one side because I've got to remember it. There we go. That one's already stuck down, so I'll put that there. I've got this beautiful piece of fabric, as well as it was from Rachel when we did the collaboration last year, and it had all these little scrolly bits and all that kind of stuff on there, and I thought they sort of reminded me a little bit of a vase. So I got the bits and I turned it into a vase, a sort of like a Frankenstein bits and pieces, and then I've stitched along here and I'm in the process of stitching there. That goes up there. Yeah, so I just really love this. This was the bit that she's like, it's got a hole and everything, so I felt rather privileged because she loves her bits of the holes and all that kind of stuff in her fabric, and I just love this, and it goes really well. Here's my January piece. So I sort of wanted it to match that, so that it would, I still wanted to go with those soft pastel colours. So push that over and bring this back down here. Oop, there. Hopefully that's in camera still. Yep, good. So yeah, so I used my bits from where are we? Like my pack that I got from Lulaworth Blue Doll's House Vintage, and this beautiful quilt piece came from that. So this is one piece, and I just quilted it, as in did a stitch to hold it down, and then I initially had this underneath because I sort of wanted to go to the lighter colours, but this really didn't stand out at all. Like, it dulled right down, and I thought I had the whites, but I wanted a couple of creams, and I thought I really liked that piece. And I've got some of this bit of lace in a lot of my pieces that I've already made. So that was one big piece. That was another nice. I just sort of look really pretty with the little bits of floral in there. And then this piece and this piece, which is up there, is from this gorgeous piece of fabric. I just love it. And so I just cut out the pieces. And this bit here had actually been torn, but I thought I wanted it to, I still wanted to have, that piece in there. So I might use that for something else. Just beautiful. It must be the fabric softener or whatever she uses. Her fabrics smell so beautiful when you get them. So, and the leaves and all that kind of stuff were bits and pieces of the fabric, but I really wanted to use this, and I just thought, yeah, it just feels really soft. So thank you, Rachel, for this piece from our collaboration last year. So yeah, this is probably the darkest part of the neutral, but it just made this stand out so much more. So I will continue to sew bits and pieces along here. I'm just doing a like a running stitch, not a stem stitch. I'm a bit messed up for words today. So these are all the stems of all the flowers that are in the vase. I really do like it. It's got that real vintagey look. And they had been done with stem stitch, and I thought I wanted to, you know, highlight these bits, and also that holds it down a little bit more. So I've done it in the black so that I can see where it is, but I wanted to go over it with this lighter the colour that sort of matched that a little bit. You can see a little bit of the black, but it sort of gives it a shadow effect. So I've got a lot of work to do in this one, but I thought I'd show you what I've done so far before I jumped the gun. I was with a friend yesterday and we just sat and stitched, and I did all the background and started with it, and I thought, oh, I better turn the video on and continue doing a little bit more. So, you know, it hasn't got a great deal of pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 basically for the background, because I found such a good piece for that. So now what we are going to do is I do need to get a pencil. I've got this marked out here, and I do need to, I've just sort of stuck that down with this fabric glue which I use for my hexagons, but I need to sort of do a bit of a stem so it's just not floating there. So, and I've got to hold that down as well. And what I may do is I might just stitch down my leaves today, I think. So that's going to go there. I've got to make it so it's, I know what's happening with it. And I think that was going there and that was going there. I'll put that over the top there. A bit of a pop of a different colour. That's going like that. So I do definitely need to do the stitching. So I wanted to, well, I've got to come down, there we go, because we need to hide that bit. There we go. And that's going to go there. There we go. Now, I think that was going here. That was going, no, I think that goes here. That, and then this piece. I think you can almost have a go on like that. So, there we go. So what I need to do is, oh, and that's going to go there, so is I'm going to get this glue, close this, and just pop that down like that, maybe move it over in the corner. It's hard to know which side's which. Do that one. Like this colour. Okay, sorry. Might tuck it in just that little bit further. might do that. Come in there. You don't want to go over the edge. There we go. So what we need to do is grab these bits like that, put that down, and we can start working on. So that's just holding them down for now. I'll rework on that later. So as you know, I enjoyed with this, like these are the same sort of things, and so I did a bit of a running stitch, which I might do again, or little you know, just a catch stitch like around the outside, I think, on some of these. No. Did I just do a catch stitch? I don't think I did any leaves, no, just those ones. Yeah, so I thought I'd just double check with my own work. I love this book, it's just so perfect for it. Okay, now I'm thinking maybe just this really thin thread. I've got that colour, but this one I thought I'll just use the white because there's a fair bit of white in those ones. I'm really enjoying doing this with everybody. Like the stuff that you see online is amazing. What some of the ladies are doing, and gentlemen, I'm sure there might be some guys in that. Yeah, so really enjoy seeing what they've done. We had some really cute bunnies last month. I might just, even though I've used that glue, I'm going to pin it as well, just to hold it down while I'm stitching these. Yeah, when she said neutral background and then fancy flowers, I thought, cool. I thought a vase of flowers, but then when I saw that, and then I'm like, when I was putting it together, I thought a lot of trouble, but it was using the same fabric as that, and I just thought something a little bit different. So if you want to do a vase, you could probably just do one, you know, like a little bit different. I had initially had this piece that was going to sort of be like for the bottom of the vase, but when this lace was over the top, I think it looked okay. So I could probably zoom in a little bit. There we go, just so we can see a little bit better with my stitching. Nothing too exciting and stuff that you haven't seen before, but I just thought I'll take you along for a little bit of the journey. So I'll start with this one. Hasn't got a I'm just going to do a bit of just a quick slip stitch so you don't see it, and the highlight is the embroidery on the actual piece itself, like as in the, I usually like to do feather stitch or fly stitch for my centers of the leaves. So yeah, just a quick grab, and I mean, you know, you can get away with not even having to stitch down the edges, but I think it's not a bad idea if you do. Oh. Got to be so careful. At least you know it's a little bit more secure. I really do am enjoying this because you know, I used to be so, you know, everything had to be so perfect, and I really love that slow stitching doesn't have to be so great, you know, like it, well, it still turns out perfect, but not so perfect, if you know what I mean. Oh, I'm rambling. Yeah, you know, the fact that this has got raw edges, you know, because I've done applique in the past where you tuck the edges under and everything. It's so freeing, and even though it's slow stitching and it does take a little while, it certainly is a lot faster than doing normal applique. And I think the effects are just as lovely. And anyone can do it, which is so good. You don't have to be, you know, perfect embroiderer or appliquer. So, whoop. Sometimes it gets a little tough. I wonder if it's the needle. So that's what I'm going to do. You can just watch the one. But I thought I'd start the process of it. When she said fancy flowers, I thought I like doing flowers that way, and then using yo-yos. These are vintage yo-yos. I actually, you know, made those ones, but this one I had. And even these bits here, I don't know if you can see it, some of the brown circles are from the collaboration that I did last year as well. So so I like that you use yo-yos, and then some of the round circles like Rachel did for the last one, and just showing different ways that you can make flowers look really nice. So while I've got the thread here, I'll just, it's a bit more fray, this one, so definitely needs to be held down. It's a really nice colour, but yeah, it's a little bit fray around the outside, and that's the reason why I go in, is because if you go too close to the edge, it will fray more, and that's why you use a, you know, almost like an invisible thread. So I thought if I go the light, because this has got like light, they're fairly light backgrounds, so it's got the white background, so you can't really see that. And if you look close, you can see this, but yeah, it's not too noticeable. You see, it's really fray, bit of a shocker. Okay, go down, catch that part. There we go. That's the thing when you're using different types of fabrics. Some are a little bit more frayy than others. See, look at that, that's a shocker. Try and go down a little further and hold that in. a little tighter. Then we're going to do some stitching. Okay, well, this is about as much that you need to endure. I'll go down here and then go back down that and try and catch these little daggy bits, but they're going to be behind the flowers anyway, I think. It's a little bit frayy, but that's okay. It's okay. Finish it off and pick a nice green. I thought, do I do the same green that I used on the stems? Probably. Okay. Got the green, some green here. So this is sort of got a line anyway, so I'm going to work with that. I'll just do these stitches and then I'll finish that off, and in the next video I'll everything will be actually sewn down, and then I'll probably proceed to do a little bit more floral, like embroider the flowers, but I've got to, like this, I've got to sew everything down first. So I'll this has got a line to it, so I'm going to use this as a bit of a guide, doing the fly as they call it. It's a good way to remember. So and use that as a bit of a guide, go out. So it's an attached fly stitch. So this was a really good stitch that we had in our samplers, because I use it all the time to do leaves. Go down and then go across. Okay. Anyway, once I've done this, I will turn it off and proceed to do a little bit more in another video once I've done a bit of homework. Here's some banging outside. See, it's going on a bit of an angle, so that means this side will be a bit shorter. Anyway, well, I'll keep going in the background and I'll catch you later. So yeah, just continue doing that and stitching them down. I like it. It's going to look really cute. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.